before dinner time. All right, well, welcome to our general meeting, June 2nd, 2025. Hard to believe we're actually into June already, isn't it? Welcome to hurricane season. You should hear the joke I was gonna tell. All right, as we start out, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, do we have any new guests with us? New guests, any guests? Oh, I guess we're not gonna give out the guest prize tonight. Oh, darn. Jeez, I had a good one too. Oh, we do have a good.
Yeah, so you're not bad.
Yeah. Hey.
My neighbor, and she brought me here today, and she said that it's a great group, and she said she's learning a lot, and come on down, so here I am.
Well, welcome. Any new members? Oh, we love new members. Well, no new member prize either. Oh, new member. Congratulations. Welcome to our group.
See, my head's changing shape.
Oh, well, welcome. And as always, I gotta have my pitch out there for volunteers. We're still looking for volunteers, even though the summertime slows down a little bit. The more folks we can get in to help out with desk help, that sort of thing. In-office technical help. If you got a little time on your hands, you'd like to give it to us, we'd certainly appreciate it. We have computer refurbishing and tear down. Jerry's been great working on that. And if you want to do a little instructing, we also provide some classes in the afternoons during the month. That if you'd like to teach a class, we certainly would appreciate you taking the time to do it. Right now, I think it's me and Lydia that are basically doing some classes. I have a Windows Open Forum class I run once a month, and that's getting a little popular just because of the changeover from 10 to 11. Usually a lot of questions come up, but if you have any questions about Windows, what we can do is, if I don't have the answer, which there's a good chance that I won't, we'll look it up or try to figure it out. So like I said, always looking for help. Contact any one of the board of directors and we'll hook you up. That's for sure. Okay, big news. Summer hours are here for the next 3 months, June, July, and August. The office for support will only be open Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 to 2. So it really encourage you to, if you want to come in and you have a specific question in mind or need some time, call the office and we'll get you on the schedule. So we set you up a time so that way you can get right in there and hopefully we can help you out. And then we'll get too backed up by people just walking in needing support. That worked out really good that way. Other big news. Badges. How many people have their badges tonight? Raise your hand. Oh, you people are good. Well, we're gonna do away with them. Thank you guys very much. But anyway, we decided that most people, we check in anyway, using the list and everything else. So it was just kind of a pain for everybody to have to try to remember where their badges. So when you come to the office, you just tell us who you are. We check you out on your list, make sure you're current. If not, we'll try to get you to sign back up again.
This thing is leave the badge in your car.
There you go. But what we'll do, we'll still have for the board of directors, they'll still have their little badges, so we can be easy identifiable. Also volunteers in the office, the desk people and such, also will ask them to have a badge so they can be identified also. But other than that, badges are, gonna be kind of gone away with. Souvenirs, yeah. And by the way, if you do want a badge or you want a name tag, we'll try to write them down for you up here and give you a stick it on it. So if you would like a name badge, just to have one, they're certainly available. Okay, in our presentation tonight, which I think everybody is here for, rather than my stuff. Is Introduction to Artificial Intelligence. One of our members, Cathy Fyock, tonight, Fyock is gonna present tonight and hopefully enlighten us on how she uses AI and how it can be useful for everybody out there. I know me and Debbie have both been using AI quite a bit here lately. I was one of those things that kind of hurt people that went, how can it know more than I can? But believe me, it is very helpful in a lot of ways for researching and doing that sort of thing. So, Cathy, take it away.
Wait, can I share my screen now?
Sure, let me unshare mine.
Okay. Use current share.
All right, you're on.
Screen. Okay, great. Well, I'm really glad to be here. I'll try and speak up for everybody, but I'm Cathy Fyock. I'm a book coach. I help professionals write nonfiction books about their areas of expertise as a strategy for growing their business. So what happened was about 2.5 years ago, I started hearing about AI and I thought, and I also heard that it was going to be taking the place of writers or could potentially take the place of writers. So I thought, I, as a book coach, need to learn what AI is all about. I need to be familiar with it, but I had no idea where to start. So luckily, a friend of mine was offering a little course online, and I took it, and she walked us through AI, and I thought, this is so cool, and I need to figure out how to use it. So let me just start by asking you, how many of you have already been playing with ChatGPT or some sort of AI program? May I see hands? So just a very few handful. And then for those of you who have your hands up, what have you used it for? So is it Vanessa?
Yes.
Vanessa, what have you used it for?
Okay, so basically, I am an inspired drummer. I want to be a drummer, so I've been using it for that. I'm using it for helping me learn languages like Spanish and or Japanese or what have you, or Korean or whatever. And yeah, just like basic stuff.
Okay, so lots of different uses. Fabulous. Debbie, I know you're using it. Would you tell us how you're using it?
I use it like sometimes if I need to write something, I will just ask it to write, but if it's something very specific, maybe I'll write it first and then run it through, and it just will sound much more polished and professional. And today I was thinking about business insurance and thinking what type of insurance do I need for business? And so I just asked it, and it said, oh, wait, this insurance and that insurance. I'm like, oh, more than I want to spend. I'll try to give you the right answer.
Right, so it's for generating ideas and like, what is a solution or how should I be thinking about this problem? Yes.
I just learned from Mary about Google Assistant on my phone. And so now I can touch that Google Assistant. I say, what's the weather forecast for this month? And it automatically tells me what I wanted.
It's like magic, right? Isn't it great? Someone, you had your hand up, right?
So I just Google different things. I just wanna ask different questions. I'm all over the board.
Okay, well,
What I was gonna tell you
Oh,
is
uh-huh.
I'm writing a book.
oh, okay. No, you're not. Well, this is really fun. What I'm primarily going to be talking about today is ChatGPT. And there are lots of other Google Assistant and all kinds of other forms, but I'm going to talk to you about
Chat GPT, which is what I use. Now, I started out using the free version, which I would suggest, why not? You have to sign up, but that's all you do. And you, it gives you a password, although that might be changing whether it does passwords, but I log in. Now, I've upgraded to a paid version and I pay $20 a month. But that's because it's a business expense for me and I can absolutely justify it because it is more than paid for itself. Let me tell you how I first started using it, and then we're gonna actually do a demonstration because it's one thing to talk about what it will do, and it's another thing for you to witness what it can do. And that's what I want you to see. So what I have pulled up here is Chat GPT. It looks the same whether it's paid or unpaid, but this is the paid version. When I first got started, I'll tell you what I asked it. I thought, well, I have to write a blog post every month for my newsletter. So I wonder if it could write a blog post for me. So I thought, well, what would be an interesting blog post? I thought, well, maybe I could ask it ways that authors could use AI. So I asked it the question, can you write a short blog post about how authors might use AI? And within seconds, it had a blog post written for me. Now, let me tell you the good and the bad. The good and the bad. The good is that it was quick, it was fast, it was dirty, it could happen in an instant. The bad is it didn't sound like me. It didn't have any personal stories. It really, how can I say, it was sort of soulless. And it was almost like something you could have pulled out of a dictionary or something like that. So it was very stiff, very formal, no personality, but it was kind of a good start. So what I actually ended up doing was taking that as the beginning point and then editing and then creating my blog post that had my stories and my examples, but sort of with that as the start. So if you're ever wanting to start something that you don't even know how to start, it's a great way to use AI.
Just for fun, this is fun. Could that be considered plagiarism?
That's a great question. I was gonna get to that. But here's the thing, if you ask the question and you use AI, now I would never put it in a book the way it is. I mean, I just think that it's soulless writing, so it's not gonna sound like the author, but it's a great way to start. And the way I use it is kind of how Debbie is using it too. I'll write something and then I'll say, ChatGPT, can you make this a little more fun or add a little more pizzazz or add a little more personality to this? And it will do it. It will help me with a rewrite. So it's not really any different than using an editor. So if I'm using an editor for my writing and, as a good published author, I think it's important for authors to use editors. It's not really any different. I'm just using a machine to do that instead of a human being. So I don't have to cite my source if I'm using it just for editing. So I want you to see some examples and we'll talk about some of the ethical and other questions around AI, when it's a good time to use it, when it's not. So I posed what I thought would be some fun questions. So what I'm going to do is here at my computer, I'm going to ask it some of my questions, and then that's going to give you some ideas of some questions you might want to ask it. And then we can take your questions and feed them in and see what happens. So the first one I came up with that I thought might appeal to many of you here today is, can you suggest some activities that would be great for grandparents to do with their grandchildren? And I even said ages 2 to 5, and then I added for today, on a rainy day. So what I'm going to do is go here to the prompt and I'm going to type that in.
How do you ask a question? You speak into it? Or?
No, I'm just writing it. Can you suggest, you can see me adding it here, some activities.
So Cathy, is this an app?
Yes.
It's just like Google.
Now, I haven't tested this, so I don't know. So what I have just asked it is, I don't know if I can make that any bigger.
Yeah.
See if I,
Can I do that?
oh, there you go, that looks good. Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit enter. So I'm just gonna suggest this. And here's what it says. This is in real time. Absolutely. Rainy days are perfect for cozy, creative bonding time between grandparents and young children. Here are some fun, age-appropriate activities to enjoy indoors. So you can see that it's got some creative and crafty ideas. Play-Doh creation, sticker collage, finger painting, pasta cereal necklaces, decorate cookies. Then we have some story time fun, read aloud with voices, story blanket fort, create a picture book, imaginative play. We can do a dress up parade, a pretend picnic. We can do a toy car wash or doll bath. For music and movement, we can do a dance party. We can do homemade instruments. We can do sing-along songs. Quiet but engaging. We can do simple puzzles or matching games, sensory bins, or color sorting. And then it even asks me now, want me to turn any of these into a printable activity list or a themed rainy day kit idea? Okay, can I just hear you say, wow?
There's no mow the lawn.
No, mow the lawn was not on there. Mow the lawn is not on there. But let's say you like the dance party idea. So can you give us printable activities? I kind of like that. Let's see, where do I put that in? Oh, here it is. Can you create what do they call it? A rainy day rainy day kit for a dance party. So, in real time, absolutely. Here's a fun and easy rainy day dance kit, party kit designed for parents, grandparents, and children. So what's in the kit? A mini Bluetooth speaker, colorful dancing scarves or ribbons on sticks, a DIY dance floor, dress up dance costumes, glow sticks or flashlights. You get the idea. This is all instantaneously. Can I hear it again? Wow. It even gives us some ideas how to use the kit. Would you like a printable checklist? Well, let's say, yeah, we would like a printable checklist. That sounds like a great idea. Yes. Here's a printable rainy day dance party kit checklist. And with the little, so you can just print it, you can copy, put that, slap that into Word and print it, and there you go. Cheat sheet. Yes, yes. So you get the idea. So I'm going to do a bunch of these, but be thinking about the question that you would like to ask. I was just dreaming up some things beforehand. So let's go to the next prompt here that I have. Okay, I think it would be fun to plan a summer party for a small group of friends. Can you suggest some ideas? And then I'm going to say, we love to eat. So that's what I'm going to put in here. Okay, so let's see what it says. Okay, we can do a backyard tapas and tastings where each guest brings a favorite appetizer or small plate. Have a sangria station or wine tasting flight, provide tasting cards, or we can have a BBQ battle, friendly food competition where they bring their best, everybody brings their best grilled dish. You have judging categories and you offer a prize to the grill master, or you have a farm to table picnic, grazing table, mace. I love all these food ideas. with wildflowers, linen baskets, blankets, and baskets for decor. Taco and margarita fiesta, because everyone loves tacos. So you could do a piñata, trivia, limbo, dessert, first garden party. I'm liking that. Skip the meal and go sweet. Low country boil or seafood fest. Mediterranean mezza night. Extras to add. And so there's some ideas. So you can go with any one of these ideas, give you more ideas, have it refine the ideas. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, let me just do another one. Let's say you would like to we want to plan a day trip from Port Charlotte. Where can we go? What can we do? Create an itinerary. Please. I always like to say please when I'm talking to ChatGPT. This is what I do. So here we go. So we're saying we're wanting a day trip from Port Charlotte. So first, okay, so there's lots of things. Plan centers around Punta Gorda, a nearby gym offering waterfront dining, scenic walks, and a unique local experience. So we could do a foodie focused day trip. It's already picking up on the fact that I said I like food. So yes, begin your day and then breakfast at John Ski's House of Breakfast. It even gives some ideas for what you might order. Then we might go for a stroll along the harbor walk. Okay, and then 11:30, we're going to go to Fisherman's Village. Consider booking a sunset cruise for later in the day. Lunch at Village Brew House. I love that place. Visit the Blanchard House Museum. I haven't been there yet, so that sounds fun. Kayaking on the Peace River sounds like way too much physical activity for me. I probably would pass on that. And then a sunset cruise with the Kingfisher Fleet. Dinner at the Perfect Caper and return to Port Charlotte at 9. Is this fun or what? Oh my gosh. Now, yes, that is a full day. Now you might say, gosh, we want a little slower pace day. Like, let's just say that sounds like too much. Just like you would if a friend said, here's an itinerary for you, you're like, that's too much. So that sounds like too much. Can you give us more time between events and get us home earlier? How does that sound? So absolutely, here's a more relaxed, and again, there it's going with the foodie focus. So it's still doing John Ski's, leisure walk, browse Fisherman's Village, lunch there. Oh, sweet treat at Working Cow Ice Cream. I love that. Head back to Port Charlotte, and we're home in time for the news. Is this
Gonna be for a nap.
or a nap? Yes, or a nap. That would be good. Okay, so I'm gonna just pick maybe one more of these that I developed, and okay, I have no idea what it's gonna tell me, but I'm gonna say, I have leftover chicken breasts and broccoli. What can you suggest? Chicken and broccoli, one pan stir fry, or a chicken broccoli casserole, or chicken broccoli quesadillas, or warm chicken and broccoli salad. I had no idea it would come up with so many things. Chicken and broccoli fried rice. So, or you want a recipe card or printable version of any of these? Yeah, sure, let's do it. Okay, now, one thing I have learned with this The art is asking the right question. Now, sometimes you'll ask it a question. I've asked it to help me write a book review, and it goes on for like, 3 pages. And it's like, no, that's way too long. Can you give me something short and punchy? So with that, I can just turn around and just ask, I need something that's a paragraph or just 3 sentences or something like that. So you can revise whatever you ask it, if it's too long, too short, too dry, too busy, as we saw in that 1-day trip activity. It was like too much. Or we want to have the emphasis not on food, we want to have it on something else. Yeah, we can ask it anything we want. So the trick is not only asking the right questions, but asking the right follow-up. So that if you don't get exactly what you want the first time, and I've learned over 2.5 years, asking the right question is really important. I've learned even to ask it modifying questions. And then what happens over time, because I use it now, probably, maybe not daily, but almost daily, sometimes more than one time a day, it's getting to know me. And so it will tend to give me shorter answers, shorter responses. I have a feeling it knows I like food. It, it knows some things about me, or is learning some things about me based on my activity with it. Cool. So it's cool, or it's maybe a little like creepy, but it's here. Yeah, here's the thing, it's here, right? And we can say, in the future, maybe I'll use it, but why not use this? It's a wonderful tool to use right now. Okay, here, I'm going to do something a little more fun.
Got a question for,
Oh,
actually,
yes.
a Zoom.
Oh, yes.
See, they notice you always use a question mark in there. What if you didn't use a question mark?
Probably it would just be the same.
Do you think it would come out the same?
And if it doesn't, it may not understand, so you may have to
Put it in?
re-enter it. Yeah. So, yeah, sometimes I don't think, let's see. Let me do another one here. Can you write song lyrics for a song about winter traffic in Port Charlotte using the tune Row, row, row your boat. Okay, I'm not going to put a question in. Let's see if it'll just answer it. Sure. Here's a fun and playful set of lyrics. Slow, slow, slow your car. Down the 41. Snowbirds flock and golf carts block. Isn't winter fun? Stop, stop, stop again. Another light turns red. Blinkers flash and turn lanes clash. I should have walked instead. Wait some more. Bridge is going up. Boats go by. We sit inside. Let's grab a coffee cup. Breathe, take it slow. No need for alarm. We're not late. We're Flora date, and traffic builds our charm. Again, I had no idea. I just thought that would be a fun question to ask, and you never know. But if you were going to speak for a group and you wanted to start with a cute poem or cute idea, this is where you would get these ideas from. But you can ask it very serious ideas. I use it with my authors so it can give us ideas for helping to promote our books, or what should we consider for a book launch promotion. What are some of I asked it for my last book. I asked it, what are the free things I can do that won't cost me any money, that I can do on social media or whatever to promote my new book? And it gave me a whole list of things. Now, I had thought of most of those things, but it was a good way for me to just kind of check myself and see, am I doing everything? Have I thought of everything I wanted to do? Oh, here's another one. Let's try this one. And then I'm going to turn it over to you. Okay. Are you ready? Are you getting ready with your prompts to ask me? Okay. So can you give me some reading suggestions for my women's book club? Now, what I found with my book club, we like books that are really good. We like good books, and because people want to check them out of the library, they need to be at least a year old. So I'm going to say we like well-reviewed books and those that have been published at least a year ago. Absolutely. So Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes, The Dutch House by Anne Patchett, Anxious People by Frederick Backman. I don't know any of these. The Night Watchman but this is how my group actually selected our next book club book. Was I was in charge of bringing in names. So I said, I'm just going to ask ChatGPT. And I brought a list of books that I had not really heard about, but then I did look on Amazon just to kind of see what the reviews were. They look good. The write-ups look good. So that's how we chose our book. So this is another way, yet another way. So I'm ready for you to volunteer a question for me. Who has something that they would think would be really fun to ask? Oh, it's even got more. There's more, even summer theme book. Kindle. What books are available? Okay, well, you can, I think, I can just say, are all these books available on Kindle? See what it says. Yes.
Wow.
Okay. It's even given me citations. So Small Great Things. That's very good. Again, it's pretty darn amazing. So it's basically this friend that you can go to and say, well, what do you think about this? Or what would your idea be on that? Or when you need somebody who is great with coming up with cool ideas, this is like your new best friend for asking opinions. Now be careful though. Be careful. Okay, I'm going to talk about what the be carefuls are. I did a session with a group of my authors one time, and someone asked me, they said, have you gone in and asked it to create a bio about you? They said they had each gone in and asked them for a bio about me. Well, we'll just do it here, and I can show you in real time what the problems are with this.
I think I'm gonna do that.
That could be pretty scary if I pull up all kinds of police records.
Okay.
We've been looking for you.
Thank you.
That is scary. That's really accurate, actually. It's kind of scary.
Actually, this actually did a pretty good job this time. The last time I did it, about half the information was wrong. It had said I'd written books, some of which I had written, some of which I had not written. In fact, I went and searched on Amazon and there were no books by that title anywhere. It said
profit.
Oh, it said I was on some boards, and I was not on those boards that they mentioned. It said I got both my undergraduate and graduate degrees from University of Louisville. I got my graduate degree, but my undergraduate from Western Kentucky. So it got it got about half the information was right, spot on. About half of it was dead wrong. So you must check your facts. This is where it's great for getting ideas, because ideas for like a children's party aren't right or wrong, right? They're just ideas to give you sort of the next thought or the next idea.
I mean, what's wrong with the journalists today?
Oh.
And the media.
Yeah.
Actually, about 2 weeks ago, I read an article where journalists wrote a book review and did a review on 5 books, 4 of them with no such books. And the authors, the person investigated and checked the authors, and they said the book, I did write a book with this title, but it wasn't about this subject and everything. So that was completely, I think it was a review for the New York Times, or something like that. And we're expecting.
Oh.
So,
Summer reading list. Okay, so this is where we go wrong, where we rely too much on AI, on Chat GPT or any other app. And we find that it takes us down a path that makes up information. When it doesn't know, it makes it up. So we have to be very careful if we're going to use, now this one, like I say, I think this has been taken from my,
wow, you have some dossier there, I'll take.
yeah, well, it's, yeah. Yeah, so it's a little dated. I've now guided 250 individuals to become published authors. But it's got my books right, and it's got my latest book right. So a lot of this is really pretty good. But you have to be really careful about how much you trust it. Who has another question you'd like to ask it?
Let me ask you a question. How do you get there in the first place?
Okay, so when I was starting, I think I just Googled Chat GPT, and it took me to the site, and it said, would you like to log on, or do you need to create a login? And I said, I need to create a login. And you had to, give your email address, and you create a password, it seemed like, and that was it.
You need to download that program or what?
No,
It's on your,
no, it's just, I just access it through my web browser.
it's on the browser.
Yeah,
It's free. Is
Free.
this is this your paid or program?
yes, this is my paid for program.
Can we compare that to the free?
So
What's
the difference, as I understand it, is that the free version will gather everything from the internet and pull it in up to a certain date. And I'm thinking it's like 2021 or something like that. So it doesn't have the most recent stuff, or it may not have the most recent stuff. But if you're just wanting it to generate ideas and so forth, who cares? Or if you're wanting it to polish a letter, this was another one I thought that would be fun for us to write a complaint letter to some, a really nice sounding but authoritative complaint letter to a restaurant for terrible service. I mean, if you were writing that and you really wanted, you wanted some help, you didn't want to go overboard, you want it to be professional, you can ask it for a first draft of a proposed letter. Now you'll have to give it some facts. And this is where I've learned a lot how to use it. I can give it some facts like, this was the name of the restaurant. The server was rude and did whatever. The food was cold. The bill wasn't right. I mean, you have to put in those facts, right? Say, this is what happened. Can you write a short professional letter where I might request, a free dinner back at the restaurant or something. Okay, so you want to do that? You want to ask it?
Go.
Okay, let's ask it.
It's all getting free.
How are we doing on time?
Oh,
It's
about
for
10
free.
minutes.
10 more minutes? Okay. So, I'm gonna say, please write a short,
Things on politics and stuff like that. And it gives you, around the web.
To,
Corner right.
Cathy's, I'm gonna say Cathy's restaurant.
And I want professional people, but it says according to the web, this person did this, that, and the other thing, and I said, this isn't your thing. You didn't, this is-
Yeah, right.
But it's interesting. There's. But it's
Part of the art of
almost
this
like
is
years
developing
back,
the
they used
prompts.
to-
The prompts is the key. It is absolutely the key to this, is developing the right prompts. You see how so please write a short professional letter to Cathy's restaurant. about a terrible experience. Our food was cold, the waiter was rude, and our bill was incorrect. I think I should get a free meal. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay, so here it goes. It goes. Dear manager, I'm writing to express my disappointment following a recent visit to Cathy's restaurant. While I was looking forward to an enjoyable meal, unfortunately, the experience fell far short of expectations. The food served to our table was cold, and despite our attempts to address this, the waiter was dismissive and rude. To make matters worse, our bill contained multiple errors, which required unnecessary back and forth to correct. Dining out should be a pleasant experience, and this visit was anything but. I believe a gesture of goodwill is warranted, and I respectfully request that you consider offering a complimentary meal to make amends for the poor service and quality we received. So there you go. And your letter is written, and it's actually, it's not mean. It's very professional, but I'm thinking that this letter might get some kind of response. What do you think?
Oh, it's really, looks good.
Yeah, I mean,
Scary.
yeah, scary good.
Very good.
So what other questions? We have how much time? Maybe,
Who
Two
will win the 2025 Belmont?
oh, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna ask it. Let's just see about something like that. Who will win the 2025 Belmont? Let's see what it says. Okay, so it talks about top contenders, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so here it is, journalism, Rodriguez, Baeza, expert insights, there you go. So you've got at least its picks, based on expert insights.
Here we go,
So,
huh? Journalism. Yeah.
yeah, I would not bet against, was it journalism?
Jour-
Journalism is my horse, I think. No. Yes, question.
What about, pictures or photographs?
Oh, well, that's a whole nother.
Yes, because it's important not to ask for ideas.
Well, now, this is what's cool. If you get the paid version of ChatGPT, there are all these other little sub AI systems. And let me see if I can access one for you. It's really cool. Let me see. Let's see. I'll do.
I used
to.
Copilot for that when it was free. When it was the trial.
Okay, let's see. You're already, let's see, paperclip bottom left. Okay, here we go. Okay, so what we're gonna ask it to do. Where does the prompt?
Yeah, Kristen.
Let's see.
Kristen.
But what you do is, shoot, I wish we could, I should have set this up beforehand, but what you can do in this DALL-E is ask it, and I've asked it, and I can show you some of the pictures that came. I have a partner that is doing some coaching with me, and she's taller than I am. She has long brown hair. And so I described both of us, and I said, I would like to get a cartoon drawing of the two of us together. And then it came up with some pictures like, no, no, the one with the shorter one with the grayish hair needs to be not so skinny, and she needs to be a little older. So I gave it some more, I could change the prompts, but you can have it create. If you wanted to have a man standing on an airplane as it was taxiing down the runway, I mean, you could ask it for that kind of picture. In fact, I was doing a workshop and it was about how workbooks could be a moneymaker for authors who are writing a book. They could do a workbook to make more money from their book. And I just envisioned in my mind this open book with money flying out of it. So I looked first on just images, but I'm not gonna find an image like that. So I went to Dolly and I said, I'm looking for a picture of open book with money flying out of the pages. Well, the first picture it gave me was like the Bible, and like, no, that I don't want, that doesn't send the right message. That's not the right book. So I said, have a textbook open with money flying out of it. And then it came up with this great picture that I ended up using to promote my program on that topic. So it's just endless, all the things that you can have fun discovering and using it for.
You're gonna be 16 again?
Yeah, yeah. Up here, up here, up here. So, yes,
You can also use a couple of applications that are available on multiple platforms, like, Cartoonize, and there's one called
Yes.
Cartoon Maker. You
Yes.
take the two of you take your own snapshot and it cartoonizes it.
yes. So there are so many things. So I was just sharing with you today, just a little bit about ChatGPT as one of many, many applications. There's gonna be lots and lots of opportunities coming up, but I don't want you to sit back and say, oh, that's not for me, or that's too advanced, or no. I think it should be something that is accessible to all of us and can help us have more creativity with our grandchildren, or plan a fun day to see the area, or create leftovers from whatever we have left over. I mean, it's just a wonderful tool. So I hope this has given you lots and lots of great ideas that you can explore.
Thank you, Cathy. Terrific.
Investigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, my voice pulling up things or whatever. I just have to say, Cathy is just a dear friend, and you can see how talented she is.
Yeah.
But I really want us to applaud her. I don't know, did you catch it? She has helped 250 people write their book and publish it.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so we move on to the drawings. All righty, guys.
Great.
Thank you.
The next meeting, July 7th.
I'll be here.
All right.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Have a fantastic 4th of July.
Yes, everybody have a
Again
safe.
for inviting me. This was a lot of fun.
That was terrific.
Good.
Now I know who to pick for the demo.
There you go.
All right.
You have your horses all lined up.